everyone. This is Prasha Dutra, and I'm so excited to be here for our second lunch chat that is brought to you by Wonder Women in STEM online conference. And we're so excited to host you all this weekend of July 24th and 25th. To learn more about the event, go to wonderwomeninstem.com. And in today's lunch chat, I have a really special guest, Stephanie Espy, who is my personal role model, and I look up to her. I remember interviewing her for one of the Her STEM Story episodes, very long ago. It's probably been 2 years. But today she's going to talk to us all about how to define STEM and how to really understand how you can bring your authentic self to STEM and beyond. And she's going to be giving us a little bit introduction about her opening keynote on July 25th. That is Sunday, where she's opening day 2 of the conference. So I'm super excited for you to meet Stephanie, and make sure if you're listening live, please ask your questions in the chat box. So let's bring Stephanie on in just 1 second. Hi there, this is Prasha Dutra, and I'm passionate about helping you unlock your true potential in your science, technology, engineering, and mathematics career and beyond. Less than a decade ago, I moved to the US from India to live my American dream. I took my engineering career to the next level by starting my own consulting and coaching company while thriving at my 9-to-5 job. Money, time management, career planning, and personal growth are all things we'll discuss here. From expert guests and their stories to my own lessons, this show is an ongoing masterclass in how to believe in your brilliance and conquer your STEM career with confidence. Get a pen and paper and get ready for an education you wish you had in school. This is Her STEM Story, the podcast. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Prasha. I love that. Her STEM Story. I love it. It's such a needed podcast. So thank you for everything that you're doing to help women and girls and college students to see themselves in this world of STEM.
Thank you very much. And look how far we've come, both of us, over the years.
I know. It's been a while.
Yeah, so excited to have you here. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Stephanie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie Espy, and I am going to be one of the speakers, the keynote speaker for Sunday. I'm very excited about this conference, Wonder Women in STEM. I think that women in STEM are indeed Wonder Women. So I love the title of the conference. And I'm excited to share with you a little bit about my story as a chemical engineer and how I transitioned from engineering into entrepreneurship, into STEM education, and why, not just how, but why. And I think that we all have our own unique paths. If you would have asked me 20 plus years ago, if I would have, and at that point in time, I was not thinking about entrepreneurship at all. I was thinking about engineering, thinking about STEM, thinking about science, careers in this space. And my path really led me down to a very windy road and eventually led me to where I am now, which is in the education entrepreneurship space. And so I'm excited to share that story with you guys on Sunday because, again, I did not see that coming. It wasn't planned. It wasn't part of my big, idea. I really thought I was going to be a forever engineer. And it was because of my personal experiences that led me down a different path, and which is why I'm doing the work that I'm doing today. I have 2 businesses. One is called Math SP, Strategies and Problem Solving. So I help middle school, high school, college students, adults, everyone really excel in math and science, because we all know that to go into STEM, you have to have a very solid foundation in math and science. So if I want to see more women, more girls, more people of color choosing careers in STEM, it's important to help them by giving them that foundation in math and science that they need. So I get very excited to help young people excel in algebra, geometry, trigonometry, calculus, all the fundamentals of math, as well as physics and chemistry and biology, all your fundamentals of science, life sciences. Get really excited to do that work with students. And then the second business is STEM Gems, and that is really focused on introducing more girls at an early age to careers in STEM. So one of the biggest reasons why we don't see enough women in STEM is because so many girls are not exposed to careers in STEM and exposed to women in STEM. So it's through STEM Gems that I'm doing the work to make sure that girls across the US and beyond are exposed early and often to STEM careers, and that they have role models of women in STEM as well. So not just about the careers, but also about showing them examples of inspiring women in STEM, so they can have someone to look up to and someone to aspire to be. So that is what I'm up to.
I love that. And I was just looking here because I have the book, so I'm just gonna pull it. It's the easy one to pull because of the shape, but that's Stephanie's book called STEM Gems. And even I learned so much from it. It's so inspiring because, we all need role models. Yes, girls need it, but even the women who are in the professions need it. It's really, really important to see yourself succeeding in these fields because there's so less of us, so few of us. But I'm sure through your journey, which is so interesting, and, again, one of the things that stands out and, why I'm so excited for your talk is that you really embody that, right? Like, don't let STEM define you. You went to the best colleges, you had, you worked in the best companies and did all these wonderful things, but you still found way to define STEM just the way you wanted to, which is, instead of STEM saying, this is the path, you do this, you're always an engineer. You said, no, I'm an engineer, but now I'm committed to creating more engineers, right? Like creating more women engineers, and then doing these, even math and science, like so many, because math and science are two topics that you need practice, you need patience, and if you don't have STEM teachers who look like you, who understand your challenges at home and in life, then it's very difficult to learn these topics, right? So the service you're doing is incredible because people need to learn math and science, not just to become STEMinists, but just because they are awesome. Like while you were talking, I was like, I need to apply now that I don't have a full-time job. I need to apply to be a tutor because I love teaching math. I remember somebody on Instagram posted a question and an integration question, right? And in the middle of the night, I saw it at like 9 p.m. and I seriously pulled my notebook and I solved the whole thing and I sent it to her. And I said, I'm excited because I remember this stuff.
I know, it is very exciting. This entire summer I've been working with high school students through different programs, summer programs. So I've been working for different colleges who have summer programs, and they bring me in to help the students with math, and not just math, but also standardized test prep. So I do a lot of SAT prep and ACT prep and getting them ready for college. And I think I've worked with probably over between 200 and 300 students just this summer alone. So large groups of students throughout the summer. And I love this stuff, right? But the thing about me is I've never stopped doing it. So for me, it's like, oh yeah, just do this. And I think sometimes it takes that patience, and it takes being able to explain things in a way that resonates with the students, right? So yeah. I've kind of mastered that art of what's the best way to explain something, as well as how do you make it such that it's easy to understand? Oftentimes, with math especially, you'll have a very complex problem and you read it and it just overwhelms you. You're like, oh my gosh, like I don't even know how to start this problem. I don't know what to do. Like, and then, but if you kind of look at the keywords and phrases, you kind of take it in bite-sized chunks and kind of digest it, then all of a sudden it becomes something more manageable and something that's less daunting. So I've been helping students all summer just master the art of problem solving, critical thinking, taking problems into bite-sized pieces. And I love it's so satisfying when they get it, when they go from like, this is too hard, I'll never get this, to wow, that was so simple, that was so cool, like that makes perfect sense. And that transformation is why I really love what I'm doing, because I see that transformation. Then the goal is to encourage a lot of these students to consider STEM careers. So if they can learn to see the beauty in math and really understand it better, then they potentially could decide that that's something they want to, pursue later on. So it's kind of like it's a passion to teach and to educate and to help explain things in a way that's easy to understand, but it's also a passion to help, drive their future career and hopefully drive them down this path towards a STEM career. So
yeah, and that's such a beautiful way that you're defining STEM, because if we have teachers like you who are so involved in the diversity inclusion efforts from a very early age, plus you have a holistic view of what STEM really entails through your own experiences, you are creating a workforce in STEM that can, that is able to adapt and learn and grow in STEM instead of being really overwhelmed and not have those role models or be defined by STEM. So it's really important that we have teachers and people in these professions with a passion for diversity and inclusion, because I think it starts at a very young age, and it starts with again, simple things like even inclusion in terms of, oh, you're not good at math. How many people have been told that and they will never get a chance to be good at math, right? Like just because some teacher in some grade said so. And so I think there's a lot of inclusivity in that sense too. And also I think a lot of people think they need to be like excellent at math, but as you said, it's not about math as a subject or as a course, but it's about critical thinking. It's about understanding, developing that logical reasoning, if you will, that if I do this, this will happen. If I do that, that will happen. And then the best thing I love about math, and I'm a huge math. I mean, I watch all your LinkedIn posts for Math SP, and I'm like, okay, this is basic, Prash, you can do it. Like, but it's fun. But I think it teaches you to be resilient. I think math teaches you to really sit down and grasp and take your time with problems instead of just rushing through it and just being like, oh, I'm good at this.
Yeah, and I think there's this misconception that to be good at math, you have to solve a question very quickly, or if you don't solve it quickly, then you must not be good at it. That's not really the case. I think that it takes time to think through a problem, especially a very complex problem. But and math is just all around us. And so when you order, when you are ordering pizza for your family, right? Yeah. That's algebra, because you have this flat rate plus the toppings you add on to your pizza. That's an algebra problem right there. So I want to order a pizza, but I don't want to spend more than this much, and I want to spend less than this much. How many toppings can I add to my pizza to stay within this range, or something like that? It's really, I think if we really stop and think about everything that we do, it's overwhelming how much of it involves some sort of math. So even don't get me started with cooking and recipes and ratios, and portions, like everything around us. We're doing math all day, whether we know it or not. So.
Right. Oh my God, I love math. I've only had the chance to interview one mathematician on the show, and I was just so jealous. Like I was like, oh my God, I wish I got to teach all that. So again, thank you for sharing that. And with that, tell our audience, what will they miss if they don't attend your keynote on July 25th at Wonder Women in STEM conference?
Well, I really hope that you guys attend. I'm excited to just, again, share my journey. I think that it speaks to, having a plan, but also adjusting and adapting as you go through your career, because things can change. Your interests can change. Your goals can change. Your passions can change. And I'm going to share sort of how I morphed along the way into the work that I'm doing now. And then I also share, Prasha showed you the STEM Gems book, and that book is a culmination of 4 years of research. 4 years of research and lots of interviews. And so I'm excited to share with you some of the highlights from the STEM Gems book that features 44 amazingly diverse women in STEM. And these women are phenomenal. They're on the cover, as you can see. Yeah. And I think that what they had to say will resonate with the audience that will be attending the conference. And I'm going to make sure that I share some of the key highlights of tips that they've shared, advice that they've shared with me. And these are women that have won all sorts of awards and received lots of achievements. They are the top of their STEM field. So they are really successful women that have overcome so many different challenges to get to where they are. So their advice definitely will resonate with the people that are listening to the talk on Sunday. So I'm excited to share some of that with the audience, as well as my personal story, and just answer whatever questions that you have. I think more than anything, I'm here to be a resource, and I can help you at the point of in life that you are, whether you are still in college, whether you're just graduating from college, whether you're in your career just a few years in trying to figure out what's next. You know, I've been there. I've been in all those phases. If you're thinking about graduate school, I've been to graduate school. I've navigated that space as well. If you're thinking about, you know, different career opportunities that you can pursue with your major, I've explored everything from investment banking to, you know, different industries of engineering to everything. I feel like consulting, all of it, I've definitely explored. And so I think that, you know, I just really look forward to talking with you all and answering your questions and being a resource to you as you continue to navigate your path in STEM.
Yeah, I love that. And I think with that, I think you're going to bring so much value to the event and to the community, because, again, we need role models. And, you know, you are that relatable role model. You know, we can see ourselves in you. We can learn from you. And your accessibility is incredible. Like, I know how accessible you are and how amazing you are, even after you have so much to do with being a mother, and it's incredible what you do. So with that, you know, thank you again for joining us today. Everybody listening, our event is brought to you by Amazon. It's brought to you by Xena Workwear, Gotara, some amazing women-run organizations. STEM Gems, you know, is our community partner. Everybody who's joining us from around the world, please don't miss out on this opportunity. The tickets are $50, and I don't know where else you can invest $50 to get so much out of it, right? Like so much that, you know, our intention is to help you feel like a Wonder Woman. And our hope is that as you walk away, you feel this is my superpower and I'm a part of this bigger universe, this bigger community that's, again, here to support you and help you grow. I wouldn't be able to quit my job if it wasn't for this community, and I'm sure you wouldn't be able to write the book if it wasn't for this community.
Oh, yeah. Community is everything. If you don't already have a community, then that should be like number one on your list of things to do is find your tribe, find your community. And you know, when I was earlier in my career in college or after college, that was extremely important. And I have stories about communities that went really well, and I have stories of not having community of things that didn't go so well. So I really strongly encourage everyone to find their community, and this is a great place to start. So
I love that. So get your tickets at wonderwomeninstem.com, and we will see you on July 24th and 25th. And don't miss Stephanie's keynote, which is July 25th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you again, Stephanie, for joining us. It was so great to have you back on Her STEM Story. It's awesome.
Thank you so much, Prasha, for having me.
Right. Bye-bye.